Hi, this is Alex from devstories.eu, BMad method, episode 14 of 15. If you feed a 50-page document directly into a large language model, it will almost immediately suffer from context blindness. It drops details from the middle of the text, hallucinates facts, and degrades its own reasoning capability. To fix this, you need a lossless compression trick. Today, we are covering managing context, distillation, and sharding. Many developers think distillation is just summarization. That is incorrect. Summarization intentionally throws away data to give a human a quick overview. Distillation is a verifiable, lossless compression process. Here's the key insight. The distillator tool takes verbose human prose, strips out the transitions, adjectives, and conversational filler, and converts it into a highly dense, bulleted format. This format is built strictly for machine reading. You keep every single fact, but drastically lower the token count. Take that massive 50-page technical white paper. If you run it through the distillator tool, you can achieve something like a 3.2-to-1 compression ratio. The overall payload size drops by more than 2/3, yet the model retains access to every technical specification and architectural decision. The AI reads the raw data faster and processes the logic more accurately without drowning in human-formatted paragraphs. That handles the density of the text, but the overall volume might still be too large to fit cleanly into a single prompt context. This is where the sharded document tool comes into play. Sharding mechanically breaks your distilled white paper into smaller standalone text files based on logical boundaries, like chapters or distinct sections. You run the shard command, point it at your heavy document, and it outputs a numbered sequence of lightweight files. Instead of forcing the AI to hold the entire white paper in working memory, you now have modular pieces. Once you have 20 sharded files sitting in a directory, the system needs a way to navigate them. You handle this with the Index Documents tool. You point the index command at the folder containing your new shards. The tool scans the directory and generates a single master index file. This master file acts as a routing map, listing each shard alongside a brief description of what it contains. In practice, you feed this lightweight index to the language model first. The model reads the map, determines which specific chapter contains the information required to answer a prompt, and then requests only that specific shard. The reasoning stays sharp because the context window remains entirely focused on the relevant data. The single most useful thing to remember here is that a massive context window is not an excuse to dump raw files into a prompt. Structuring your inputs through mechanical distillation and indexed shards forces the model to read systematically instead of scanning blindly. If you find these episodes useful and want to support the show, you can search for DevStories EU on Patreon. That is all for this one. Thanks for listening and keep building.